So there's a lot of other terms out there that can get confusing when it comes to suppressors. And there's a lot of different types. Monocore, baffles, or stacked baffles, and then flow through. So if people are looking at that, talk a little bit about those different types of material, a different way that suppressors are put together.
Sure. So probably the most common, and we'll get to that one in a second, the most common would be this stacked baffle. This is a welded baffle stack inside here. So the baffles, think of them like a washer or a coned washer. And that's what causes the gas to stir and cause turbulation and slow down the exit out of there. So that's one way to build a suppressor. Now, this one that we worked with you on is the monocore design.
And on the monocore design, explain that, since this is, you know what I mean?
So these are the individual baffles. We've got a lot of geometry going on in here that we're getting extremely efficient gas flows through this style of core, more so than people thought was possible. But all the little radiuses and all the little angles in here all mean something. And this is a matter of the testing that we do. There's no like computer science that you can, buy a computer program and it'll tell you how to design this stuff. You just got to basically cut one, take it out on the meter and measure it and see whether you're gaining or losing, and you go through variations as you go along.
Well, I thought some of the interesting testing that nobody does know in talking with you and Jeff is like you guys would, have some test models, shoot them a bunch, and then look literally at the inside of the suppressor and go, okay, we're getting some more, air's hitting this a lot because you can see here this is getting burned or there's more carbon built up here. So let's change and tweak this design so we get the airflow better. And what I love about this is also, and you can really see it on ARs, is you guys are reducing the blowback. So anybody that's shot an AR with a suppressor, I certainly have, is sometimes you'll get some blowback. Things you can see is like the bullets that I have in my magazine, my rounds will be covered in, covered in carbon, or covered in, what I mean, unburnt powder, or, powder residue, I would say. So this will make a difference. So not only does it work great on a bolt rifle, but there's a lot of advantages to this.
And that's a good segue into the flow-through design. That's a design trying to also do the same thing, minimize the back pressure coming back through semi-automatics. So what a flow-through does, and I don't have a flow-through can with me, is it tries to get the gases to travel both directions down the suppressor through what looks like the turbine vanes and cause that to be the reason why the gases exit slower. And so that's a completely, SIG's got some in the design, Huxworks has some excellent designs, but that's a completely, that design is to make it not gassy back here. We achieve that through the fact that we're also smaller, so you can look at it a couple different ways. And as Fred puts that on there, that's kind of the proper way to put a suppressor on. You'll see on some different videos, people have this and then they screw it onto the end of the gun. Don't put your hand on the end of your gun. I'm just saying.
treat everyone like it's loaded all the time, and you will see people putting suppressors on and off that way, but put them on from the side and treat it like it's charged all the time, even if you know or pretty sure it isn't.